everyone doing? I'm excited for today's topic. Let me introduce myself. And if you're here, even if you're watching on the replay, give me a little hi. I'm Jen Burson. I'm very thirsty. I'm the founder of Generation PR, a full-service PR social media marketing firm here in Los Angeles. And I'm also the founder of the Profitable PR Pros community. And we have an entire suite of programs, products, resources, trainings to help you become a pitching powerhouse, connect with the media in a meaningful way, and then build a business around it. I want you to grow and scale your own profitable PR agency. So we talk about topics all around building your career in PR. I love this topic. Well, I love anything related to that because when I started my career in PR, there was nothing out there, to train unless you had on-the-job training, which I did not. I was a lawyer, so I felt like this was desperately needed, and I wanted to change the industry a little bit. I know PR professionals hold their secrets really close to the vest, and I felt like that's not an abundance, helpful mindset. So we put all of our best strategies, processes, everything together, and we're building a community around people who want to serve their peers. And it's my greatest joy. I love it so much. So welcome. And today's topic, listen, every topic we do comes from our community. It's what our members want to know about. They ask us about this stuff. And when we see enough people having the same challenges, we create content around it. So this one has come up quite a bit with client expectations, feeling anxious about whether or not you can actually give them good service or get results. And we know that so much of what we're doing as PR pros is outside of our hands. You've got the media gatekeepers, and, how do we offer a service where results are not guaranteed? Who's here? Tell me who's here. I can see you're here. Just say hi in the comments so I know who I'm chatting with. But, oh, well, hello. Hi, Natasha. Where is the start of my notes here? Okay, here we go. I guess this question was asked during our April Pitch Lab Q&A call. Carolyn, okay, good. You guys always are members of programs that show up, and I really appreciate you being here. And Carolyn, I saw you tagged me on that Instagram post. So thank you. I appreciate that you're a member of my supportive community too. So, but it's like this anxiety that we feel as PR pros. And if any of this resonates as I'm talking about it, just give me a harder thumbs up or something so I know that we're connecting on this topic, and also ask any questions. But we always get asked, how do you cope with anxiety about not being good enough to land results for your clients? That feeling of it being out of our control, doing our best effort and still not having anything certain that's going to result, and then fearing the end of the month where you're going to submit a recap and it's sparse. Right? Hi, Nelson. Thanks for being here. Thanks, guys, so much for being here. So that's the worst, right? So we send our reports and the bills. Hi, Naisha. Oh, I'm so happy you're popping back up in this world, Naisha. I'm so happy to see you. It's the worst feeling for me because I send the bill and I send the report on the same day. And if that report is not super juicy and full of great results, I feel really nervous to send my invoice because I feel like it's going to spark a conversation I'm paying for this, but I only got that. And it happens. And you guys, it's happening to us right now with a client where we're seeing very few results, and we can directly point to some of the factors that are leading to that, but we're still trying to overcome it. But it's a really challenging place to be in when you sold a service, and you're not able to deliver. So we feel this anxiety. So first of all, don't let this anxiety bring you down. It's something we all feel. And I think just hearing that and knowing that is very helpful. I mean, the members that are here right now have experienced that. and I have too. You know, and we're all seasoned. Like, I know the people on here are very seasoned. So it happens even to the best of us. And, you know, if you are freelancing or you just started an agency, you probably wouldn't have taken that leap into doing your own thing if you didn't believe really deep down that you really could do it. So I want you to like find that thing that motivates you, that spark. Is it a passion? Yeah. Is it a par for the course? Natasha says, is it a passion for storytelling and supporting? For me, it was like supporting brands I loved and believed in and sharing things that I loved with the world, because I was like already doing that anyway with my friends. And I'd be like, oh my God, you guys, the best thing ever. You have to get it. I promise you, you'll love it. You'll love it. And they would always get it. And I thought, well, if I can help these brands on a larger scale to drive demand for their products, that would be really, you know, awesome for me. And so for me, it's about promoting brands I believe in and sharing entrepreneurs' businesses to really support them. Some people love storytelling. So whatever it is that you feel that you love about the job or the work, let's not call it a job. Let's call it our career, our passion. It's like a reframe. Hold on to that each day and like really feel that. That's your why. You know, there's something about being on your own, telling stories, getting those hits. I don't know about you guys, but when I get a media hit, it is like a drug for me. It's like a drug. I'm like, boom, yes. Like I feel awesome. It feels so good. And now more than even that, when you guys get wins and you share it with our community, I'm like, yes, like my whole family would do like a happy dance. Okay. If you land new clients and you tell us about it, if you land amazing press features for your clients or yourselves, we do a happy dance. We're so excited about it. That's how I feel. So that's what keeps me going, is that feeling deep down. Yeah, totally. It feels so good. And Aisha's saying I work with those I feel passionate about. It really helps because that drives you to keep going, because there's a person, a brand, something behind there that you really believe in, and you believe in yourself. That's why you went on your own, you know? And so I always think of PR and like what we're doing with media relations. It's a game, and there's rules, and the rules have been changing. You know, there's rules around pitching and what gets attention and how we connect. And things have been changing for those of us who have been in it a long time. And you just have to learn the new rules and play within those rules. And it's like, you can't win unless you play. So you have to really understand and navigate how the game works. And we're doing that as a service to our clients. I got to tell you guys right now, we have a client who, this is the same one that hired a second PR firm. Like it's already a junky situation to begin with. Their main contact for us left, and their new contact. If any of you would like for me to privately share the way this new person has been speaking to my team, I'm happy to do so. It's so demeaning. It's so negative. This is her third day on the job. She's treating us like we're interns. She's treating us like we don't know how to do PR. And usually clients hire us because we're the experts. She's just in a marketing role. Oh, hi, Shanadra. Oh my God, it's the worst. No, Natasha, I will show you. You will be like, hell no, probably with more profanity. One of my team members quit on the spot. She said, this is the worst person I've ever dealt with. I will never allow anyone to speak to me like this. I think, yeah, no, it's rotten. But we've been with this client a long time, and I think that we're going to outlast this new hire. I don't think she's going to be around too long. So my goal is to like suck it up. Yeah, girl, bye. Suck it up and stick it out for as long as possible. But they're talking to us as if they know how the game is played. And they're very naive about it. It's also a very old school company. So usually people come to us and trust our expertise. They treat us like we are the outside consultants providing them value based on what we know. This new person in 2.5 days is treating us like we are the hired help. She's calling things that we're talking about pitching as assignments. You're complaining about completing the assignment. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like the stuff that she has said, I will show you if you're interested in seeing. It's demeaning. So I don't know that we could ever meet this person's expectations because she is not aligned with reality, and it's not what we initially discussed with the client because it's a completely new person and we don't have exposure to the big boss. There's always been like someone shielding him from us, I guess I would say. So we'll see how this shakes out. But I just want you to know, with this PR pitching and feeling this insecurity, hold on to what drives you. Hold on to what you love about doing this work and what you love about the clients. The other thing is having a community really helps, because as you guys are seeing here, and I'm sure you are aware of it, but just hearing other people talk about, oh my God, that's happening to me too. Doesn't it suck? Or like, these are the challenges I'm facing. Do you guys have this happening right now too? Is it just me? Everyone is experiencing similar challenges. But we help each other with nuanced strategies, tips, sharing different things that we have figured out that help along the way. The people on here are very open and collaborative. So it's possible to experience more of an even playing field when others share their struggles and their strategies. And that's what we do in our community and in our program, like the Pitch Lab. That's exactly what it is. There's like this coaching call component, and everybody gets on and we'll workshop pitches, or we'll kind of like help somebody through a really challenging situation or a challenging client, and we'll find those little nuances, those gems that make it newsworthy and noteworthy. So, overcoming this problem, you have to tune into your intuition on clients and the feelings you get when you're vetting clients. This is the other thing, because we know we're going to get stuck with this package of stuff we get to deal with. Like everything that this client is, this is our arsenal of things that we get to use to get results. You know what I'm saying? Like samples and their imagery and their website. Like, how does it look? Is the brand interesting? Is it newsworthy? Are all of these odds at least somewhat stacked in your favor? Can you assist them in getting things set up for you to be successful? If you have a question, just type it in the comments. We'll answer them at the end. Vetting clients is a huge part of it, Naisha, huge part of it. It's like trusting your instincts when you talk to them. If it's going to be interesting, if it's going to be a hard sell. One of the things that really has an impact, and we're going to talk about this in a masterclass inside the program, inside the Pitch Lab, is affiliates. Like, do they have the opportunity through Amazon? And finding those red flags. So do they have an opportunity through Amazon or, Share a Sale or Nordstrom or Ulta, Sephora, or like however they sell their products for media to get the opportunity to earn affiliate revenue through their links? That's a huge factor. That's a new rule to the game. We talk about that. It is absolutely a factor. If your clients have that, that's great. If not, can you get them to move in that direction so you have that as something that's not standing in your way? Do they have good images? Do their products have amazing reviews? Like when you go to Amazon and you look at their product, are there a lot of great reviews? Because if that's the case, it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. If that's the case, where she said, I can't wait for the affiliates info in the Pitch Lab, it's going to be really good. If they have good reviews, what happens is that people who read an article, click the link to see the product and land on that page and see good reviews, they will put that product in their cart because they're like, oh, it's a $20, whatever. It's a quick item. It's what I'm looking for. And people love it. So I'm going to put it in my cart. Now I'm going to go buy a new printer or an iPhone or a laptop, an iPad or whatever. Or like everything that's in your Amazon cart, well, I might as well transact in one transaction. And the media gets the full cart value for their affiliate revenue. So it's very enticing. It's not just the product that they talk about that you purchase. It's the full cart value if they originated that shopping transaction through their media platform. So that's very appealing. What did I say? Very, very appealing for media to talk about something inexpensive with great reviews, because it's a quick item, $20 or less, put it in your cart and then buy some other stuff. So just keep that in mind too. That plays a factor. Like I said, it's a game, and that's a rule that has an impact on how you play it. Other things to keep in mind when you're vetting is so you can do a good job. Is there an enticing story? Is this a mission-driven company that's genuinely, like, their mission and their values are very aligned with the product that they have and the corporate founder's background, like all of that stuff. You're like, this is a really compelling story. If that's all there, then you have a better shot of landing press. If you have to really work hard to find the cool factor or find what's interesting or find what's compelling, it's going to be a hard sell. And you're probably going to be maybe a one and done angle or one and done pitch effort. And that doesn't lead to longevity. There has to be a lot. Do they have new products that are getting launched? Are they winning awards? Are they about to launch something that's really new, innovative, different, solves a problem? All of that stuff should be considered in the vetting process. If you don't have a lot of these factors, it's going to be a struggle to land press, and that will have an impact on your confidence. And you'll feel like you can't deliver results, or you promise that you could and you can't. And you probably were aware in that vetting process when you were talking to this new client, you were probably aware that there were some challenges you were going to face. Like their pictures are terrible, or they have a very weak social media presence and they want influencer partnerships. And you're like, influencers are going to look at your page and they won't want to work with you. You guys know what I'm saying? If it's not all there, if it's not all lined up, it's going to be hard. And you'll know that in the beginning phase. You have to assess the content. Let me see. Oh yeah. So sorry. I was trying to figure out what I was saying by my notes. So you assess the content. So the challenge with getting press, it's probably not your ability, your contacts, your skill set, but it's maybe that you don't have enough, or you're not getting enough from the client to position yourself for success. And I don't ever want that. I don't care how much money you pay me. If we are not going to be successful, I'm going to feel so stressed out all the time. I'm going to feel like I'm constantly letting the client down. It sucks. It's a terrible feeling, and I don't want to feel like that. So I'm probably going to turn down work that I can see some of these red flags. Like, this is going to be really hard. Like, if there's multiple things they don't have, it's probably going to be hard. And that's not saying they don't deserve it. But if you can stack the deck in your favor with the elements you need, like good imagery, access to samples, a really beautiful website with a lot of info on it, you're not picking up something that somebody else didn't have success with, which is kind of where we are right now with another client. We're really trying to help them, but it's slow going to get things in place. Like, so much of it is great, but little nuanced things are kind of coming into play that are having challenges, like their packaging. This is another thing. It's all about sustainability. Even if it's a marketing buzzword, I know some companies are so genuinely into it and it's a core value to them. Editors have talked about how they will not promote any single-use products anymore, or any unnecessary extraneous packaging. They want recyclable packaging and they want minimal packaging. And I have a company with a wonderful product, beautifully packaged, but it's overly packaged with single-use ampules of serum that you get 30 ampules in a box for a month. So you're using one every single day. And they say their ampules are recyclable, but the media is really shying away from single-use plastics. And we're hitting a wall in that department. So we're trying to figure out how to address it. If you must know, the first attempt that we are doing is there's a reason it's single-use. There's a reason you get a single little ampule for every day. It's because it's perfectly portioned. They tend to underuse the product. They don't use enough. So it's perfectly portioned for your AM and PM application. And when you open the product, it starts to degrade when it hits the air. So if you open a product and you use it for a month, by the end of the month, it loses its efficacy. But each ampule guarantees maximum freshness and optimal application. And all of that is true. We just picked up that piece and we're promoting it in order to overcome that challenge. But I will say, when we first started talking to the company, I did see that that would be problematic, and it is becoming a problem. So I knew that, but we thought we could like overcome that one issue. I think we will. But it's all like, we see what comes up in the vetting process. And now when we're actually in execution, it's happening almost like we thought it would. So, but it sucks. It feels terrible to like report to the client that we're not getting a lot of earned media for them. So we're also coming back with influencer partnerships and like Shop My Shelf. That's a new platform you guys can look at. It's a more curated influencer platform where it's almost like to know it, with experts, like beauty experts, hairstylists, makeup artists, estheticians, stylists, curating the products that they love and they use, and the products get on the platform. I think it's a paid platform, and then there's an affiliate model. And it's a new platform. We're testing it out, but I think it's going to be impactful for this brand. We also worked with getting them on an affiliate platform and working directly with a publisher, Meredith, where they want 20% affiliate commission, which is really high. We negotiated 15%, which is still really high, but they said it would give us a better shot of getting editorial coverage because of that affiliate tie-in. So these are some other ways we're working. Okay. The other thing I will say to you is, I hope it's helpful for you guys to hear like challenges that we face in our agency. Hi, Angel. And what we think of to overcome them, or, I hope that's helpful. I think it's interesting to like hear how, when I get on these pitch lab calls and hear how everybody problem solves and gets really strategic around overcoming challenges or coming up with new ideas. So hopefully, okay, good. Shanadra says yes. I just need at least one person to feel like there's value. Otherwise, I'll just stop talking about my own clients. But I'm happy to share anything that we are encountering with you guys. The other thing that's really helpful in overcoming this, Natasha's saying, I'd love to learn the industry standard for affiliate links. I'm working on this right now for a client. We are going to have an in-depth, deep dive masterclass for all of our members of the Pitch Lab. So that's coming. And then of course there's a replay, and it sits in your members area forever. You can access it whenever, but we're working on it. And I think it's gonna be really good and really helpful. And I want to get more information directly. Hi, Jill. Thank you. Jill says, yes, this is helpful. Okay, good. I'm going to get more info directly from editors and we're getting, listen, like we just hooked up with Meredith, corporation and all of their titles. And this is what they said moves the needle with them, so we have to talk about that. Yeah. Yay. Best investment ever. Woo, the Pitch Lab. I'm so happy to hear that. So the other thing to overcome this, it's kind of like imposter syndrome, guys. Meredith is goals. Hi, Crystal. The other thing too is you really have to hone in on a niche. So you feel like you're really working on a space where you become an expert and you get to know the media contacts. You get to know what's trending in the industry, what's, like with the beauty industry, single-use plastics. Oh, Crystal, you got to get in the Pitch Lab. It's so low. It's like such a low commitment. It's like, try it out for a month. It's $97. Oh, listen, Crystal says 10 plus years, you can never stop learning. Absolutely. I will never stop learning. I'm a perpetual student. I've been running my agency for 16 years, but I will tell you every single month when we put together the execution plans. Natasha, tell us about the execution plans. When we put those together, I'm like blown away by how good they are. And I learn so much every single month when we're putting them together. They're excellent. They're so helpful. I will never stop learning. And actually my husband and I just had our anniversary yesterday, and he was like, we had dinner outside. We couldn't get a babysitter. So we just ordered in and sat outside. Execution plans, those are life. And so we were sitting outside, like drinking wine and whatever. Thanks, Nelson. They're always recorded in the Facebook group too. And Natasha says the execution plans are literally worth the cost alone. Yeah, they're really good. Like, they're really good. I wanted to make it just a no-brainer so everybody just gets value all the time and, like, doesn't question it. Anyway, my husband was toasting me because he didn't get me a card, you guys, but whatever. He toasted me on our anniversary. And one of the things he said is that he appreciates that I never want to stop learning. Like, I'm always trying to improve myself and better myself in ways and learn to be the best and serve my community in the best way. And he just loves that. Like, there's so many people all over the world that we get to help, and he just thinks it's the coolest thing ever. And I was like crying and telling him it's like the best, and I feel like I'm making an impact, and it's just so meaningful to me. And I loved that he said to me, you're really always trying to invest in yourself and grow, and you're constantly learning. And it's like, when you stop learning, you die, right? Like, I feel like it keeps me alive and engaged and all of that. So yeah, I'm always learning. And Crystal, I agree, you can never ever stop learning. And the key here, when you're deep in a niche and you learn and you know your space and you know what's happening, when you're a generalist, it's hard to connect. Okay, what does Janelle say? Oh, I love this comments. Hi, Janelle. Thank you so much for that wonderful testimonial on Instagram. Had a discovery call using the discovery call from the agency Accelerator, so valuable, with a woman who runs a bakery out of her home, caught a J&B license. She wants to get a storefront a year from now and would like our help to grow to do that. But my gut says stay away from a business that is not yet established. Yeah, if there's something, I'm so glad the discovery call info and the agency Accelerator was helpful. I think the vetting process is one of the most important things about running your business. It's one of the most important things, right? It's helps to solve this problem we're talking about today, where you're like not getting great results. It also helps you set clear expectations. So Janelle, if there's a way to help set her expectations and let her know that while you're really excited about the opportunity, like, this is one thing I will always stress to you, is communicate your excitement, your passion for their company or them as entrepreneurs. If they don't feel your passion, they'll tune out, right? But you want to say you're really excited for her vision and where she wants to go, but here are some things you see as potential challenges. But if you see that there's something there that's interesting, if there's something that's newsworthy, or there's a reason why she's growing this business out of her home, like it's a pandemic pivot, although those are kind of like, people aren't, I don't know if they're really talking about those stories so much anymore, but if there's something there that you could use to plant a seed and help her grow, but set her expectations. Part of this, I mean, there are challenges, like you said, and I always will say, listen to your gut. And I love that you're getting that intuition and you're listening to it. Very important as a business owner. But if you can help her set expectations, and there's something that you're like, that's kind of interesting, or she's like a woman of color, which, that's something the media is looking to tell stories about right now. If there's something along those lines that you think you can hold on to and really set our expectations and say, these are the challenges I'm going to face, but here's what I'm going to try, and we'll see what happens, that might be worth it, right? And so it's just about that vetting process and letting them know, like, if you get yourself aligned, their expectations aligned with what you think might happen, then it's sometimes worth exploring. But I also say, trust your gut, trust your gut there. I love that. Yeah, if you can see a story angle, maybe, yes. Not the best time for their PR, but to come back. Yeah. It's hard, but it's also, Crystal, I'm sure you like communicate your excitement for them, and then they'll come back to you. Like, you'll advise them, you'll give them some ideas, you'll like give them something to do on their own. to get them to the next phase maybe, and they'll remember you and how helpful you were. And either they'll share your name or they'll come back to you, right? Yeah. So, oh my God, there's so much here, guys. Let me just like go fast. You're not going to be a generalist because there's not a lot of money in that. And it also creates these problems where you don't have deep industry knowledge or contacts, expertise. It's really hard to connect if you're not going to the same people consistently. The other thing too is keep in mind, Janelle, keep me posted. You can message me on Instagram and tell me how it goes. I'd love to know what you decide and moving forward, what happens. This is the other thing, guys, is none of us guarantee results. And I know, Natasha, if you are still here, you are going to have something to say about this. If you see a PR agency that is guaranteeing results, it's shady. Okay? Things aren't always as they seem. I am getting a ton of media outlets, contributors reaching out to me in my DMs, telling me, she's here, people, telling me, yeah, Crystal says, run. I can't wait to see what Natasha says about this. I just sent her the thing I got on Instagram. They said, oh, well, you can trash, basura, run away, run the F away. They will sell you space in their contributed content, and then they'll sell it to you wholesale, and they're saying you can sell that to your clients retail. I had a call yesterday with a Forbes contributor. Thanks to Natasha introducing me, she is going to come into the pitch lab, and we are going to have a discussion with her about what it is like to be a Forbes contributor, what the rules are, what's breaking through the noise, how many pitches she gets, what she's looking for, straight from the horse's mouth. It's an expression. She's obviously lovely and not like saying anything other than that. But Dr. Cheryl Robbins, right? Robbins. Sorry, I'm like, Natasha will tell me. She's amazing. But the things that people are offering for the pay to play on these platforms are so forbidden. Their rules are forbidding them that you will pay for a piece of content that you get because you're paying for a result, and it will get deleted. And that link will be gone and it will not be there, because as soon as these outlets find out, people are mortified. She's mortified. People are charging. They have to sign a contract. They won't accept money. And they attend training around what is acceptable. You can't even like write the content for them and have them write it. They are hired. They are selected as contributors for their voice, their unique perspective, and their writing. And I actually got a Forbes feature. It's like more than 5 years old. It's still there. She was like, this actually violates the Forbes, because it's like I wrote the content and that writer said they interviewed me, but I wrote it and she just like published it. I had the great pleasure of speaking with Jen Burson at Generation PR, and she took all my tips and just published them, and it was like attributed to me. There's a link to my site. There's a picture of me. It's fantastic. My agency name is in the subject. It's great. It's the best thing ever. Absolutely did not pay for it. The content is still there. But she looked at it yesterday and was like, ooh, well, this is like violates policy because you're not supposed to write it. She's supposed to write it. I'm like, well, don't say anything because I love it and I'm so happy. And Crystal's saying this whole pay to play thing blows my mind, and it is getting out of control and it's shady. And listen, the real PR pros that are storytelling, that are getting true earned media, that's what our clients are coming to us for. They don't guarantee results. That's a standard in our industry. So just know that. And if people are trying to win the business by guaranteeing a result, that is shady. And the clients are the ones who are going to suffer because they'll miss the opportunity to promote their launch. They'll pay to get a placement somewhere, and that placement will get taken down once it's determined that it was a paid placement, which they find out and they know. And I just want you to know, and so many people that are on here, yeah, there's quite a few of you still here. We all feel this way sometimes, this challenge of like, am I getting results? Is it me? Am I not good at this? Like, what is the problem? Everyone honestly feels this way sometimes, and that's the nature of the kind of industry we're in, where things are out of our control. But it helps that we're all experiencing it, and you have a community that shows you you're not alone, and it reassures you. We reassure you, we help you through it, so you know you can do this. Okay. And the best way to ease anxiety, like I talked about with Janelle, is that you can manage other people's expectations. You're the expert. So think about what you know how to do and what's likely to happen based on things you've seen and done and experienced in the past with other clients, or based on what your media contacts want and what they want from you. And you can tell clients what is likely to happen. That's the best way to ease anxiety. Manage your clients' expectations. Clients will dream big, but at the end of the day, these little hits, they lead to bigger stuff, and those are really impactful too. So you want to take the time to explain that the results that you're getting are how you're leveraging it for more visibility. It's stepping stones. We always talk about this. What is a great tip or discussion comment to give clients at the end of the month to ensure we are doing the legwork and the results will come, aside from managing expectations, which is huge? I think it's communicating to them, managing expectations to avoid anxiety. Literally my bullet point right here, Crystal. Yeah. It helps to do that, because then you're not like, oh my God, I said I would do all these things and they're expecting it and it's not happening. It's like, this is happening kind of how I expected it. Like, you want to under promise and over deliver. I don't want you to lose the work, but certainly don't over commit in order to get the work. And then you're just dog paddling to keep your head above water the whole time. It's a horrible feeling. It's a horrible feeling. Like, no. So Carolyn, I think that transparency with what you're trying, who you're pitching, not necessarily the specific contact, but the outlets and maybe the departments or the job titles of those people, and the angles you've tried and what you followed up, sharing any feedback you've gotten and the ways that you're pivoting. So you share your strategy at the beginning and you go through and you try those tactics or those angles or those different, the approaches you're taking. But if it's not working the way you expect, then tell them how you're using either no feedback or share the feedback you are getting, what new angles you're trying, what you actually are doing. So they see that you're putting in the work, you're learning from the angles you're trying, you're learning from the pitches you're sending out, you're trying. And that didn't work. It didn't resonate. But this other little thing we tried over here actually did get some good results. So we're going to go a little bit more in that direction and see what happens. So just keeping them posted, like certainly you're not sharing your pitches, and you're not sharing your contacts, but you're letting them know who, like what outlets, what job titles, what roles, what beats you've pitched and what you've tried and any feedback you've gotten or what you're going to do moving forward. And that transparency will buy you some assurance that it buys them assurance that you're doing the work and you're strategic and you're moving forward and you're not giving up. Does that help? Yeah. Anyway, so that's how we address this and how we kind of reframe in our mind the challenges that come up with this imposter syndrome and the lack of control we have. Yes. Okay, good. Awesome. Yeah, cool. Okay. So the anxiety you have, here's the recap and I'll bullet point it for you guys. The type of anxiety that we're feeling that comes from, what did I call this topic? Struggle with meeting client expectations. Okay. That kind of anxiety is really coming from imposter syndrome. And we talk a lot about imposter syndrome. We have a whole mindset and clarity lesson at the top of Agency Accelerator, because I think that is the place you need to start when you're starting your business or when you're really diving into growing your business. Back to imposter syndrome. Okay, so that's what this is about. So how do we fix it? Number one is setting realistic client expectations so that you're aligned. and continuing to remind them that this is what we expected. This is going how we thought it would go. This is when we expect to see other things coming in. This is aligned with what we talked about. Setting their expectations and reminding them that this is happening the way we expected. The other thing, don't overpromise and underdeliver. Don't ever promise something you don't expect to happen in order to win the work. No, Crystal, with Agency Accelerator, the Pitch Lab is not included. They're totally separate programs. You should reach out to Miranda, and she can like really help you. That's her email. I just dropped it in the comments. Miranda will walk you through like what. There's lots of bonuses with these programs that are really helpful, but they're separate right now. It works out that most people are in both. Like Carolyn's in both, Natasha's in both. I don't even know who's still here, but yeah, they're all in. There are like many people are in both programs because they really help each other so much. The Pitch Lab's all around providing the service, pitching, connecting with the media, helping you become a pitching powerhouse. And then the Agency Accelerator is really about providing that service, like running your business, doing that service. How do you run your agency? How do you find clients, fill your pipeline, onboard clients, everything. Natasha, I'm in everything that Jen does. LOL. Worth it. Thank you. Yeah, Crystal, I'm glad you're open to new training. And I promise you that these are, oh, no way. Aw. She went to a conference that I was at. Was that the one I spoke on stage on the panel? I'm so happy you're here, Crystal. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, that's another way to do it. Make sure client expectations are aligned with what they can reasonably expect. Include in your contract that results are not guaranteed. That's an industry standard. We don't get pushback on that. I think if you're clear about what you're going to be doing, what actually your work entails, yay. Okay, cool. Yeah. Awesome. Yay. So welcome to our community here. Yeah, you have to include that in your contract. It's an industry standard. Don't let clients push back on that. That's just the way it is in PR. That's what happens in our industry. Really become an expert in a specific niche so you know what media contacts you have to get cozy with, that you have to like become a trusted source to them, build those relationships, know what happens in your niche, know what's happening with all the publications you would be needing to talk to. Sometimes clients will say like, oh, I want to be in this magazine. And you're like, that magazine's folded or it got acquired by this. And now it's this so if you can talk like that, then you're really, able to set their expectations because you know what's really going on in that niche. What if you're like, oh yeah, I'll get you in Domino magazine next month. And it's really like what is it? Like a biannual magazine, whatever. It's like, you have to really know what's happening with the magazines or publications or outlets in your niche, because then, you're really a pro. And if you try to do too much, it's just a hot mess, guys. And you can't charge as much. Like, it's just the foundation of the Agency Accelerators. Niche down to scale your business and make more money. I promise you that's how you do it. The other thing too is find community support, or like Crystal, if you join the Pitch Lab, there's a community that's part of it. All of us go through this. And when we get on these calls, we can workshop with other people. And we have had people come on with the most challenging, interesting clients. I'm like, one of them was like an alopecia art exhibit all around somebody's journey and struggle and experience with alopecia, which is the condition where all of your hair falls out. And I was like, this is really outside of my wheelhouse. But that call was so incredible. And she got such amazing feedback and ideas and angles and approaches to take that she crushed it for this client. and got a contract. It was a project-based thing, and she got like a year-long contract after that. The client was so happy. We have people that have come up with just such creative ideas. One of them was pitching the staff of, or the production of Below Deck, to offer them an opportunity to get aboard a private yacht that their client was looking to like sell for weeks at a time with a crew and staff and chef and all of that. And she reached out to them and they said yes, like yes, we'll come. And they were like, boat influencers. Apparently that's a thing. And it's just crazy. And she's like, oh my God, this totally worked. And I'm getting them on, and they're going to do a whole thing about this yacht. And my client's so happy. They're so excited. Like, so just so you know, Crystal and anyone else, the Pitch Lab is not me. It's our community. There's a community that helps put all the content together. Like my team and I build it. It's not just me. But when you get on these calls, the insight, the ideas, the support, the strategies, it all comes from the community. And it is awesome. I get off these calls and I'm like, these people are so freaking smart. I learned so much. And I know most of the people, and I'll call on them. I'll be like, Natasha, you need to answer this. Like, Crystal, this is your wheelhouse. Get on and talk about it. Sure, Pitch Lab could help me with an influencer I just brought on and want to help her get these partnerships too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so that's what I have for you guys today. So I'm going to just put this kind of quickie recap in the comments, just because it's, I think, just a bulleted, like, kind of reminder of what we talked about. And then also, my bullets disappeared, but whatever, you guys know what I'm saying. And then I have this great resource for you. If you haven't already downloaded it, whoops, it's really good. Again, this isn't just, we have a ton of fun. We sure do. I also do like a quarterly mixer, and we get on and like have cocktails, and we have a question and we'll all talk about it. What does Janelle say? During discovery and strategizing, do you talk hard numbers about what the client's sales goals are at all? Janelle, let me see how I can answer that. PR is not responsible for sales. And if one of your KPIs is tied to revenue increase, that's problematic, because PR is about, Natasha, type away please on this one too. PR is about exposure, impression, connecting with your audience, positioning the brand a certain way. It absolutely does lead to and should lead to sales, but you should not be measured against that. That is not a KPI that I want you to be ever committed or tied to. Try to work towards other metrics that are going to be showing the impact of your results. I mean, yes, sales goals, I would say, in the sense of like, these products are a priority for us right now. Sales is more marketing work. Yes, Crystal, that's a fabulous reframe. This is the thing, guys, is PR, they don't always know what it is. PR, marketing, social media, all of that is conflated, right? People are like, it's like an umbrella, and they're just like, everything falls under, so you do all of these things. And it's like, no, that's not what it is. PR is not a major sales driver. It drives brand authority. Absolutely. These are talking points, guys. Get on your calls and tell your clients this. We aren't the advertising or the sales team. We are the brand awareness team. And that's how Natasha flips it. Yes to all of this. So Janelle, it's helpful to know like product launches, which is like a sale, it's not a number of a sales goal, but it's like initiatives they have on the horizon that are important to them, that you are going to build into the strategy to promote. But it's not like a number. Oh, good. She says, oh, this is so helpful. Yeah, no, like push back on that a bit. I think for us, we know our clients, they have like tiered priorities with their products. They have like products maybe that are slow movers and they want to bring awareness to them. But the number of products sold is not going to be tied to a metric that it's not a metric I'm ever going to be tied to. or the number of dollars that increase revenue. I'm not ever going to commit to be tied to that metric. But I will say, like, clients will say we have A launches, B launches, C launches, or gold, silver, bronze launches. We really put a lot into the gold launches because we want to see them be more successful, because that's a priority. So in that sense, like, those goals are worth discussing and working towards, but do not tether yourself to a sales number as a KPI. And I'm glad that that's helpful. And look at all these pros that are agreeing. Like, don't tie yourself to that. So really good question. Does anybody have any other questions before I wrap up? I'm not going to be on next week. I'm going hiking, going to Zion and Bryce with the kids. Today's their last day of school, the hardest school year of their lives. I'm so emotional and so happy about it. I'm just so happy these kids get a summer. Yeah. Crystal says they can think of PR as one department under marketing, correct? Others are advertising, sales, which is systems, pricing, distribution, promotions. Yeah, social media marketing, email marketing, it's all under marketing. Typically, you're reporting to the marketing director or something like that, VP of marketing, as the PR person. Sometimes they have an in-house PR person. Yeah, Nelson's back. Welcome, Nelson. Natasha says, in my onboarding, I go over PR 101 in the beginning, what PR is, and the 3 key bullet points: awareness, trust, and authority. That's excellent, Natasha. That's a great tip, so that they're aligned and they know, because they don't always know. Sometimes they'll hear it over a cocktail party, like, you need to PR your business. I hate that term. Like, you need to I'm here because I need to PR my business. Like, no, don't. That's yucky. I don't like that word at all. But yeah, Natasha's advice is really good. That's great. And get them aligned with these 3 bullet points: awareness, trust, and authority. That's what we're here to build. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nelson says the favorite truth bringer to the group. Your parents are headed to Bryce and you're going to Antigua. Oh my God, that's so exciting. What a great trip. That sounds so relaxing. Ours is going to be action packed, and I do the driving. My husband said it's going to be 22 hours of driving the whole trip, because I'm driving all around. And then the last day I'm driving all the way home. But we're doing the Narrows. We're planning to do that. That's where you like hike. It's like a canyon hike. What do they call it? There's 2, you're in like a canyon, I guess, and there's a river, and you have to wear like galoshes or whatever. I don't know. We're getting up very early to do this. It's gonna be very crowded and very hot, but the kids are pumped, and we got little water backpacks. It's going to be fun. Yeah, 22 hours of driving. I have to go get my car serviced today. Yeah, I got the mommy wagon. We're going to load it up. I have so many snacks from Costco. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I have like probably 12 boxes of like Costco size bars and snacks and crackers and all this crap. It'll be gone by day 2. Like, there is no stopping these children. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Nelson says, make sure they are available when you call to set up media interviews. If they are constantly not available, they'll mess up your relationship with the media big time, which means you don't need them as a client. Yes. A lot of members, Nelson, of the agency of Accelerator have talked about having a code of conduct in their contracts, so that if their clients are not holding up their end of the deal, that's a breach of contract. And, they get out of the contract, or they are able to like get damages because the client has interfered with their connections. We have another situation right now. Same client who's talking really negatively to us. They want both agencies to not worry about pitching the same stuff. And we know the other agency. Behavioral clause is a lifesaver. Yeah. We know the other agency, and we're talking to them, and they don't want to overlap with us either. Neither of us is happy about having a second PR firm. We were there first. We've been doing a great job. The founder of the company was like, 1 PR firm is great. Imagine how amazing 2 PR firms would be. No, that's not how it works. But they hired this other firm. The other firm wouldn't have taken the role if they knew that we were there. They didn't know. Nobody told either one of us. And so we're pushing back a little bit. So now we have in our, just so you guys know, in our contract, we did add sole agency of record for consumer media outreach in North America. That's what we have in our contract now. We didn't back then, so there's another agency. But they're like, we think that it's not problematic for you guys to be pitching the same things. It's like, it's, getting the same message twice is better than not hearing it at all. And we're like, they don't understand that these are our relationships. Editors don't like to hear from multiple people. It's confusing. They don't get it. They're not going to sort out, who am I talking to about this? Why am I hearing from two different agencies? They'll just ignore it. And they won't want to work with us anymore because we look like idiots. And that's what we're trying to prevent against. And the client is telling us they don't get why we have a problem with it. And when I tell you how this woman spoke to us, she was like, never mention this to me again. I don't want to hear it. Do not discuss the division of labor and try to reshape responsibilities. That's how she talked to us. It was a disaster. We were like, oh my God. Going to add both to the contract. Code of conduct and agency of record. Yeah, do both. Do both. I'll tell you, in 16 years, we have never needed it before now, and hopefully never again, but we're just like, what is happening? I don't think this woman will last. I think we'll outlast her if we can just suck it up. But if she talks to my team the way she did again, it was really awful. It was like talking to a 15-year seasoned PR pro, like an intern, an unpaid intern. It was not that you should listen to me. I would never speak to an intern or anybody ever with disrespect like that, ever. There's no one that's better than anyone else. No, everyone gets treated with respect. Like, let me just say that right now. But the woman's mindset was as if this person didn't know what they were doing, like they were an unpaid intern, not a 15-year seasoned pro with deep contacts in the media and expertise in this niche specifically. So we're not going to jeopardize our contacts because the client doesn't understand how PR works. No way. So media companies do that a lot because they think since we are Black publicists, we can't reach mainstream media. Really? So what do they do? They have multiple agencies to try to hit. So they think you can only talk to Black media? Like, yeah, Crystal, that's so interesting. That's so interesting. Oh my God. We have so many members of our community. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I mean, we have, several Black members of our community that are the most connected to the media and incredible when I tell you the stuff they're doing. That is a big mistake on the part of these media companies to think that way. I think it's shifting. I really hope it is. It's not my experience, and I don't mean to speak from something I don't have personal experience with, but I do hope it is shifting. Yeah, Nelson, we've talked about this before. He says all of my contracts say that they can't have another PR agency working on their behalf. Listen, if it's like corporate comms with yeah, I do hope so too. If it's corporate comms with like business pitching or something around tech, that's really specific, or there's something they can carve out two distinct things and we're not doing business pitching and it's totally different outlets, it's not consumer media, that's fine with me. But if it's okay, bye. Thanks for being here. I'm going to wrap right now too because it's been an hour. Oh my God, I talk so much. My team's like shorten it, but we're having a conversation. It's really good. I feel like we're having a conversation. Yeah, like two consumer PR firms pitching consumer products to the same outlets is extremely problematic. And it was embarrassing to find out the way that we did. I read it in a trade outlet that my client had now retained a new firm that's just like ours. And I was like, what is going on? Yeah, great. Nelson's like, keep talking. This is great. Yeah, I just think it's helpful for all of us to see like everybody's dealing with the same stuff, but probably nobody's dealing with this really disrespectful client right now, when I'm telling you this woman is 3 days on the job, it's her third day. And she was talking to us like that. I was like, this is not going to be a fun experience. And she'll send an email and say, you know, please distribute to your team and confirm they have received it. Like, okay, like, am I your secretary? Like, just CC everyone. Anyway, never dealt with this before. So if anyone has any questions about the agency accelerator, the pitch lab, anything, we're here for you. Well, I tried to sidebar and she was extra rude to me. If Crystal, if you're interested in seeing, I'll show you like some of the things she said. Yeah, you're so welcome, you guys. Thank you for being here. If you have any questions about anything we offer, how we can support you in your business, your career, it's my pleasure to direct you in the right way and to, build something. We listen and we build things like, create masterclasses and all kinds of content around what our community wants to know. So you guys make us better. We want to help make everyone better and, learn the rules of how to play the game with the media, and we play to win. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Not here next week. No, I will not be here next week. Sorry. Thank you, Janelle. It's going to be really, really fun. I'm so excited to spend time with my kids. They really are their best selves when they're in nature, away from their devices. Yeah. Oh, Jill, you're still here. Hi. Okay, good. You're so welcome. I'm so glad this was helpful. Thanks for sticking it out with me so long, you guys. I really appreciate you being here, and I will see you soon. I'll miss you guys too. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Be well. Thanks so much, guys.